Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to this YouTube channel. It's your guy Igor here coming to you from freezing Alberta, Calgary. Guys, I want to say that this video is, I don't normally make this kind of videos, but I want to help Ukrainians, and I'm going to be asking you for help towards Ukrainians who have came to Canada on their basically refugees on this CUET, so to speak, visa, which is basically authorization to work in Canada by Canadian government. So I'm making this video, guys, and I'm not proud of making this video to you right now because I never thought I'll have to make such a video here in Canada, in one of the world's most advanced G7, one of the best countries, best places to live, biggest Ukrainian community, and I'm going to be asking you for help. Before I explain to you guys what happened, let me explain to you something about healthcare in Canada, guys. I came here in 2012, and one time, as an international student, I had to get admitted into the hospital. Well, I went to an emergency, and guys, I used to suffer a lot from obesity, so I was really fat, and I was worked out so hard, and I think I stretched my muscle, but it was a pain in where my heart is, and I thought, maybe it's just a muscle, but I was speaking to my family members in my back home. They're like, Igor, you should go to a hospital because that might be a heart attack or something like that. Plus, there is some history with that, family history with that one of the relatives actually had the same kind of pain, didn't do nothing, died, okay, from a heart attack afterwards because, well, it's a normal Ukrainian culture not to go to the doctors, and yeah, so I decided to go there. So I started doing research, guys, and I found out, oh, you call an ambulance, might be $300, and I'm a broke international student in Canada, spend all of my money for education. I don't have money for that. I thought I'll take public transit. Then I thought public transit is too expensive, so I'll take my bicycle to an emergency with the heart attack, okay? And then somebody told me, you're an idiot. Like, take a taxi or take, at that time there was no Uber, or take public transit. And I was like, taxi, like $50 is too expensive too. I don't have that kind of money. It's like if I do that, I'll have to sacrifice on something else. And plus, what if I don't have a heart attack? So anyways, I took a public transit and I walked myself through an emergency door. They put me through ECG and they put all the testing and everything was done. And it took like an hour or two. I got a bill for about $600 for that without calling an ambulance. It would be 1,000 if I did call an ambulance. So why am I telling you all of this, guys? Is that I was blessed to have an international student health policy. So I had a health insurance, which was great. At least I have that. And I was like, okay, well, I hope it pays for it. And interestingly enough, guys, the policy didn't pay for it immediately, so I had to make my own claim, and I had to really, I was like, why? I don't even have a heart attack. So they told me it was not a heart attack, and I was like, I went there, I didn't even have a heart attack, and I already owned the government like $600. So they took me in, they helped me out, but then they gave me a bill, and I had to pay it with my credit card, and I was super upset, and it was super expensive. And I'm just telling you, that's without an ambulance, so it would be probably over $1,000, over $1,000, maybe under $1,000. If I called an ambulance without me even admitted to the hospital, I just went in, went out, 2 hours, you're welcome to get. So just telling you how expensive Canadian healthcare is, and it's insane, guys. It's really bad actually like that. So there was another lady that I know from Kazakhstan. Her mother came to Canada as a visitor, and she had ended up admitted into a hospital for one day. So it cost her about 3,000 Canadian dollars for that because she didn't have, as a visitor, she didn't have a health insurance, and like she had some serious health issues. She had to go to a hospital, admitted for one day, and this was the situation, guys. What I'm trying to say right now is that there is something going on in Quebec, and they're planning to cancel the health insurance for Ukrainian refugees that are in Quebec. And knowing that kind of situation, and knowing my parents when they came to Canada, and knowing the mentality of, that stupid mentality that we have in Ukraine as Ukrainians, we have the stupid mentality of like, well, I'm not going to go to a hospital if it's going to cost me money. I'm not going to go and do anything about it. And because of that fear, that it would be too expensive. Like my parents were coming to Canada. They were like, yeah, if you feel sick, we will not go to a hospital. We don't want to be a burden on you. We don't want you to cost you any money and stuff like that. So they're planning to cancel that health policy for Ukrainian refugees in Quebec, and they're talking about it right now. And one of my Ukrainian friends, he's like, "Hey Igor, yeah, I know you have a channel that you should in English and in Russian as well. Could you make a video to support Ukrainian, your own community in Canada, by having people fill out that petition to extend that?" And I'll leave a link for that petition, guys, in the description of this video, guys, because it's pretty crazy. Like, I'm gonna actually, like, one thing I gotta say, I'll be like, guys, why did you choose yourself a French-speaking part of Canada? Why did you not come here to Alberta? My fingers are freezing off now. Guys, at least I will not be freezing here by myself. I'm just joking with you guys, seriously. I'm seriously, guys. A lot of Ukrainians are struggling there because of French language. You have to learn French and other immigration policies, more complicated rules in that way, and they're struggling a lot to figure out things in Canada. Guys, Alberta is better. I'm telling you guys. If you're watching this video from Quebec right now, come to Alberta, guys. Come to Dubai. They say it's like the opposite of Dubai. It's my tip of the nose is going to fall off very soon. My fingers are freezing, but today was an apocalypse weather, kind of. It's like I came out, I looked, there is snow coming out, the sky was white, the floor, the ground is white, the houses are white, everything is white. You're like, oh my goodness. You look around, it's like, some of my friends, guys, if I was not working in real estate, I wouldn't even give it out of the house. I'm putting a house for sale in New Brighton, guys. Already, it's coming out this week. If you want to live in New Brighton, guys, southeast of Calgary, let me know. I have a really, really beautiful property over there for you. I'll announce it soon. Anyways, guys, there is also a condo that I have for you if you're interested in Parkdale, 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom that I have for sale. A really good one. And there is also in Sun Mills, there is another property with a legal basement suite that can generate you income, guys, as well. Anyways, I'm advertising all of the properties I'm currently selling on MLS for you guys. Anyways, I want to tell you guys, yeah, my parents, when they came to Canada, it's like, yeah, we will not go to a doctor. We are not going to be doing any of those things. Oh, it's too expensive. Why should we do that? And I'm like, yeah, well, you have to take care of your health. So that's why I'm making this video, guys, for you to support Ukrainian community. And it would be really disgraceful for me to be a Canadian and knowing that those guys eat. Make sure the guy he's a seaweed doesn't run me over. That one of the world advanced nations like Canada countries is going to be unsafe for Ukrainians to be in terms of health. So it's like, yeah, you go in, they'll take care of you, and then they'll give you a bill, and you won't be able to afford to pay. Guys, by the way, check out. I need to wash my car today. It's been snowing like crazy. If you see me, guys, in the street, say hi. That's my car with my face all over it now. I'm doing real estate, guys. I'm right now in one of the most expensive areas in Canyon Meadows, in a community where I live, actually, in Calgary, Alberta. Anyways, guys, petition is in the description of this video. Please do support it. It's insane, guys. I want to tell you, in India, the healthcare, you could say Canadian healthcare is better, but it's you can still go and get some help there. My wife, she got food poisoning in Cuba, and Cuba, well, first of all, it was a shithole country in a way. Why is it shithole? Because it's poor. People are amazing. Like, everything is great. The climate, the beaches, like, guys, I'm literally sometimes walking around. I'm like, guys, such an amazing freaking country. Such an amazing country, and people are financially struggling. Look where I am. You can go and eat some snow, and some kind of polar bear can eat you instead as well. And it's a more advanced country. It does make sense, guys. The countries that have less actually have more, and the countries that have more actually have less. But my wife ended up being there in the hospital because she had some low quality food. And what happened to me, guys, is I had 2 portions. I even finished her sandwich that was spoiled with fish, and I was okay, guys, because I grew up eating very bad quality of foods in Ukraine. Everything was spoiled and outdated and stuff like that. So many food poisonings I had when I was growing up as a kid. So I built a stomach for it. And my wife ended up in a hospital. And you would say, okay, she had whole country, Cuba and everything, and we had to admit Nito into a hospital, and she was there for a couple of hours. Like they literally had to carry her in. She was like dying there, and in 2 hours she was back on her feet. She was back, resurrected from the dead, and it was close to nothing. The Cuban medicine is kind of awesome. It's really great. I can say lots of bad things about Canadian medicine, and yeah, I need a surgery for my nose. I have other problems, guys, that needs to be done, and Canadian medicine just doesn't give a damn unless you're dying here, waiting lines and everything. I don't even know what you're paying for. But those guys who came here on the refugee status, doesn't matter, from Ukraine or even like Palestine, Syria, wherever people are coming from, if they don't have access to the healthcare, I'm like, what kind of country are we? Like it would be ridiculous. It's ridiculous, bringing in people here, running away, for their life, and then putting them at risk of not being able to have access to healthcare. And I'll tell you guys, I know Ukrainians. I am Ukrainian. Like I was born there. Especially the older people, they would rather die than go to a hospital. Like they would literally be dying at home. Rather than going to a hospital and getting that bill to be a burden on their family or on the credit score. So yeah, that's why I decided to make this video on help, because knowing Ukrainians and how crazy they are, I have to make a video, guys, to support the community. And I think that's the least thing that I can do as a person who is actually born in Ukraine and now Canadian. I think that's one thing I can do, especially remembering those times where I didn't have any money, and I had to go into a hospital there in Ontario, and I was like, should I cycle with the heart attack? No, like just so like just so you have a little bit of glimpse of my Ukrainian way of thinking. So guys, that's how Ukrainians think. That's how I used to think it as well. Now I think a little bit different after living so many years in Canada. I'm gonna get icicles in my nose, guys. Thank you for watching, and it's gonna be in the description of this video, this petition. Bye for now.